and we're the rightful owners of this land. So, a certain amount of people which wants to create a nation of unity. And then there's us, the Boers. We don't take part in this, and we're not going to. And we're not going to go away. And we're the rightful owners of this land. So, so that doesn't mean we doesn't see the sunshine over other people. Okay, if you go back in history, you would actually see that the Boers have negotiated with the tribal chiefs and the kings, and we have see them as equal, and we have give them their peace. Okay. Now.
Now carry on. We can hear you.
If we want to share one country, we must first accept the realities.
Help me understand something. If we're going to live in the same country, but you don't want unity, how do we do it?
We never wanted unity.
No, I accept what you're saying.
Okay.
I accept that. That's what you said.
Yes.
What I'm saying is, then how do we live in one country?
Oh, that's very easy, okay? We can live in this country happily if we have proper borders. So if the Boers have their land, and the Tswanas have their land, and the Zulus have their land, we do not want to mix. Leave Joburg for the cosmopolitans and all this type like
Sounds like apartheid, though.
Yeah, properly, yes.
Okay, all right. Let me hear what my panelists have to say. Mr. Langa? Kaya?
5 minutes. Why did you give me 30 seconds?
Sit down.
You rush me.
Yes, only.
These two, this is intimidation.
Tired of your black colonization.
Then leave.
Because we are being bullied.
Please leave.
I'm not going because you say I'm going.
I don't care. Please leave. Please leave.
First and foremost, we are human. We are people. We happen to have color. And I think that is the one crucial thing we always forget. At the end of the day, we all bleed, we die, we get hungry, we hurt, we're in pain. And the issue really comes when we start comparing each other's pain, that my pain is worse than yours. And I think what's happened today, we've had some very heated discussions, we've had some people leaving, and I think that's perfect, because it means we are starting to be honest with ourselves as South Africans. So what's happening, when people are not ready to deal with the reality and the truth, they will go away. But at some point, they're going to have to come back. And I wanted to actually ask the young man over there who says that, like, you know, like there needs to be like a separate place for the Boers, the Tswanas and all that. How do you feel if your daughter decided to marry a black man? How would you feel about that?
I cannot see that happen.
No, I'm saying if she wanted to.
No, then it's her choice. Then she go off in life with her choices and she live with it. I don't see you as a lesser person. I only see you as a different person than my culture, and I love my own.
When you're looking at the South African coat of arms, it talks about diverse people unite. It is not a suggestion, it's a command. It's like diverse people unite. And I think we actually forget that this is what we're supposed to do as South Africans, that we're supposed, yes, the acknowledgement of our diversity is there, but we have to unite in our diversity.
What happens is conversations about race tend to attract those who have strong views, right? And so what happens is you are attracting people who feel a deep interest in the issue in a way that may not actually represent the norm. And I think in many ways, South Africans are going about their lives, living them, deeply divided, unequal, making friends, making enemies, but we are in the business of living to a large extent very non-violently. So I will say that the thing that has concerned me the most about the conversation today was the intimidation and the edge of violence. And it speaks to something that we didn't put on the agenda, but I think that we should, which is gender. Because the reality is there was a very masculine intimidation style that was going on here, a kind of bullying. And I think that often the ways in which aggressive racism plays themselves out far more amongst men in particular ways than amongst women. This is not to say that madams are not racist. But one of the things that we also have to recognize, and this is where I insist on holding myself accountable, is that there are black madams who treat their staff horribly. Yeah? So while race is an important category and an important conversation, there are moments when we have to be honest enough to check ourselves and then to transcend a racial conversation for a bigger conversation that is about class. Yeah?
The reality of South Africa is what happened in the studio. The coloured community is also a minority group and their rights are being ignored, and even in the Cape, where they were the first people there. When we did Red October, which people still criticise us for, it was about minority rights, and in the Cape, the coloureds and the Malay people took part. We do not have a democracy, we have a majority rule. Small groups of people are losing their identity, they are losing their cultures. He's asking if he'll be happy if his daughter marries a black guy. You know what? I know very many black men will not be happy if their daughters marry a white dude. Because we should retain our cultures. We should be proud of it. We should keep our languages, our traditions. I mean, I can't imagine some dude coming to my house and bringing me 6 cows for my daughter. But, you know.
No, it'll be 50.
Oh, 50 cows.
When we return, we get the final word from our audience and our panel. This is The Big Debate.
When Desmond Tutu said the white people must be glad they're not killed, why didn't anybody say anything? And why didn't anybody say that's racist? And say, how can Tutu say that? White people must be glad they're not killed.
Because it's true.
Because it's true. It's true.
My question is based to Sune about the Red October. I actually don't understand why white people tend to be rhinos that you guys are in danger. You need to accept what you have done to the country and you need to sit down and allow us to heal. We have accepted what you guys did. Because what is the whole point of this Rainbow Nation? The guy said, this is their land. This is not your land, sir. You need to wake up from wherever you're dreaming and face reality.
Here's the thing for us going forward. We need to substitute intolerance with love. We are not a people. We are a nation of individuals. If we are a nation, we need to stop tolerating, but we really need to love each other.
It's interesting when I look at your country, which has only got about 11 tribes, while Kenya has about 45. And to be able to put a nation together is quite a mammoth job. And you must admit that 300 years is a long time to undo in 20 years. The question is, what are we going to do? How are we going to implement a program that is going to unravel this over a period of time?
As the young people, we are colorblind to begin with. I have white friends, I had colored friends, I have Indian friends, I have friends from all spectrums. And when we get together, the most important thing is enjoying an experience of euphoria, enjoying an authentic experience of love, excitement, you know. We don't care if you're black, if you're white, where you come from. What's important is what's in here. What can you give me that I can use to grow as an individual? At the same time, what can I give back to you? You understand? Now, the thing that is actually happening is quite saddening for a person like me, because it feels like the older generation is trying to resuscitate apartheid, which is a giant that is in a coma. I don't believe that the Rainbow Nation project is dead. I believe it's limping. What's important is that as the nation, we need to come together and say, yes, fine, this is where we messed up. How can we work together moving forward?
There are some people that are not simply willing to partake in the project of creating this kind of country that we want. And as young people, which young people have spoken about here, we have to say, if those people are not willing to work towards building the kind of unity that we want in this country, then we must leave them behind, and we must not be apologetic about doing that. But I also want to make sure that when we leave this room, we don't take people that have been saying that they're speaking as somebody as a Boer or whatever, and assume that they are speaking on behalf of all Afrikaans people in this country, because then it's going to take us backwards.
People will continue to be angry. People will continue to be intolerant for as long as there's these disparities economically. Socio-economic transformation first, and then questions of reconciliation, of peace will follow after justice. Thank you.
When we return, the final word from... And welcome back to the big debate on racism. Let's get the final word now from our panel.
When we talk about race and reconciliation like we did today, it often feels to me as if people invent a past that never existed. And I think that it's very important for everyone to be a little bit self-reflexive and to be honest with themselves first. And especially as a white person, maybe with a tinge of humility at the same time, to think what actually happened in the past. If we don't get to that point of acknowledging what happened in the past and the wrongs in the past, there cannot really be true reconciliation.
Thank you. Jeanette?
I'm not the philosophical one and not doing the nice speeches. I'm a realist. And the reality is that after 20 years, this country is in serious trouble. It's burning. And we do not have another 20 years to have nice philosophical discussions about who should be giving what and apologizing for what. We need to get on with it. And then the lady that started her sentence was saying, I'm a proud, strong Sotho woman. That's exactly what I wanted her to say. I didn't diss her culture. I said, that's your culture. Keep it and look after it, but allow us ours as well. Because if in this country I start a sentence by saying I'm a proud Afrikaner white woman, I'm in trouble.
Lebo? The struggles that we are dealing with in South Africa are not singular. They are global struggles. People of color, women have been systematically oppressed for centuries. The work that we're doing today to try to break this down is not just important work for ourselves, for our continent, but it's important work for the world. And I'm grateful to have been a part of this experience. South Africans are very passionate. We care about our country, and it's evidenced by the nature of the conversation today.
It feels like the subject matter needs something, almost like a moral figure. We don't have Mandela anymore, but someone of that caliber to stand up and say, actually, we're all part of one nation. And those who want to stay behind and live in the past, fine, we will leave them behind. But at some point, they will come and join us, because where they live is not feasible.
One of my favorite poems is by a woman named June Jordan, and she talks about the fact that we are the ones we have been waiting for. And I think that this idea that there are a group of exceptional people who led us to democracy, and now they're gone, and we are sort of left leaderless and looking for someone to replace them is deeply problematic. What's clear from this conversation is that everyone is big on vision and very short on details. How is it that we are going to create this path to this wonderful future? And what you need for that, in part as leaders, of course, but I think you need to be thinking about it consistently and constantly. We had the TRC for 5 years. It wrapped up its work. It's sitting on shelves. I think we need to really think about a national initiative where it is somebody's business every single day, in schools, in churches, in communities. Someone must be tasked with the business of thinking through and dealing with racism in all the ways in which it affects our society, most importantly, the structural ways. Because in some ways, this conversation is a hijacking of the real issues. The real issues are that people are poor, and most of the people who are poor are black. That's it.
Hi, my good people. So welcome back to my YouTube channel. Those who are new, please subscribe, like, and share. I'm sure that you have watched the video compilation that I just shared with you, and we are going to talk about it. So, there's a debate going on, and you've seen it. We are the rightful owners of this land. A white man says this, and yep, we are shocked that they are the rightful owners of this land, South Africa. South Africans, are the white people the rightful owners of your land? Please comment down below, share what you think about this. What I can say is, since there's a lot of diversity in South Africa and the world generally speaking right now, we should actually promote unity no matter where you are from. Okay? I understand that they're saying that the white man is saying that South Africa is literally the original land. I know it's sarcastic, but please tell me your opinion, what you think about this. I might be wrong. Do they know their history? Okay. The point that I was able to pick from this is we cannot have borders between the Boers and Zulus. I mean, what are you saying? What are you saying? When you suggest that we put borders between different people, the Khoisan, the Boers, the Zulus, you don't want them to mingle. You don't want blood mixing up just because you are insecure. I mean, I'm against that. You should be stopped, actually. South Africa is a great country, a great nation. Why would you do that to them? Already there are a lot of mixed people because of the segregation and all and everything. So I think you're crazy if you decide if such thing is passed or such a law is passed in that country. Another thing is South African Court of Arms says diverse people should unite, right? Diverse people, it's actually part of what they say every day. Like Court of Arms is more of like a seal or something. Like they already know the challenges we went through. This is what Mandela was fighting for. Diverse people should unite. And it's actually part of their rule or something. So what are you trying to say when you say borders? What are you saying? Okay, another thing is the man decided to say that they don't want their daughter marrying a black man. Okay, that point was very hilarious. Like, what do you mean? What if your daughter decides to be in love? A black man, they be in love, they give birth to mixed kids. And they turn out to, instead of being mixed, actually, they turn out to be black, even though they're mixed. What will you do as a grandparent? Will you discriminate your kids, your grandkids? I mean, all this is such dramatic events. The debate is so much fun. I hope you enjoyed it though. But even if it's a black woman or a black man who decides to marry a white woman, it's kind okay. The point is, if you're white and you decide to marry black, it's kind of tricky sometimes because black people have been disregarded in the society. We've been undermined. We're the ones who work the lowest of the lowest paying jobs. We're the ones who work the most tenuous jobs in the world. We're the ones who have to be last. We're not considered to be first in the society. It's always back, which is something that we have to take a stand right now. You white man, you white woman, you black, you Latino, we need to be united. Spread love, peace. We all bleed red blood, right? So why do you do such things? If someone is qualified for a position, give it to them, no matter their skin condition. I mean, okay. So those are the things that we have seen in that debate. It's quite hilarious, actually. Like, another thing is diversity is important to promote unity, and white people feel like they are rhinos and need to be protected. That point is actually one of the students from, I don't know which university, pointed it out in the debate. But how can I put this? The main issue, the main point of this debate is, as a nation, as South Africans, what are you doing to make your country better? Mandela fought for so much, and some of them are being implemented, which is giving us a lot of benefits, a lot of unity, equality. I'm not saying that the white people were actually wrong saying their points, but you can't say that you are the rightful landowners. You literally came from a different continent, come to colonize these black people. You can't claim this land is yours. The debate is actually white people are better in society than black people who are poor and considered to have so many problems: poverty, malnutrition, lack of education, insufficient funds, like poor roads, infrastructure, and all. But if you are white, you get access to better things because you're white. You get, because they have money. I'm not saying being poor is only on black people, but as a nation, as a nation, they should find a point of unity, or where they both meet, both needs are met. Not that they discriminate one side because of skin color and the other side doesn't get the benefits, yet that the original landowners. So that's my point of view. I don't know what you think about this, but it's a very sensitive topic, I know. So much love from Kenya. Please subscribe, share, and comment. And in case of any questions, please feedback. I need the feedback. Thank you. Have a great time. Happy 2025.